Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to our show, which is called Life Hacks by Coach Rai. So, a pleasant good evening to everyone, and hope na lahat ng mga viewers natin dyan are safe and are all open and willing to learn. Ayan. So, we will share again another topic later on dito sa ating entitled Leadership Hacks Part 2. And as you could see on the screen, our main topic would be the still on the route on the magic six of leadership by yours truly, uh, MBA and DTM. DTM stands for Distinguished Toastmaster and MBA, of course, Master in Business Administration. Ayan. So, let's go back no by reflecting on the past three shows that we've done so far in this session no that we are having life hacks by Coach Rai. So, balikan lang natin yung mga previous things that we've learned. We've started no actually last year of November we're in we learn how to manage our time wisely. So yung life hack na yon is parang creating a powerful techniques in order for you or strategies in order for you to manage your time wisely. And hindi lang yun, no? And eventually, as we go on dun sa last part ng ating learning session, is that we discovered no, na hindi pala time ang ima-manage talaga natin. Kasi the time is already fixed, di ba? 24 hours, 7 days a week. So all we need to do is to manage the energy that we have. And andun yung ating mental energy, emotional energy, physical energy, and spiritual energy na dapat nating i-manage para lagi tayo on top of our game. Okay, and yung next, no, last session as well last year, we've also have a life hack which is keeping yourself focused dun sa ating episode 2 wherein we focus more on our uh, being productive or focus on achieving a certain goal. So, nandyan yung strategy and technique which is called the Pomodoro technique. So, it's just a matter of ang technique na yon is dividing no yung number of minutes into a certain task. And let's say 30, 25 minutes. Actually, it depends upon you. No, kung hanggang kailan yung focus mo on a certain at doing a certain task. But it was proven, scientifically proven na about around 25 to 30 minutes no yung focus natin sa isang bagay. And then after that, we take breaks in order for us to be more productive. And yun nga, the latest that we've had, so we shift from the life hacks, we shifted dito naman sa series which is more of developing our leadership potentials and skills. No, and the title of our episode 3 was Leadership Hacks 2021 Part 1, and where we discuss more of the values. Being grounded as a leader, so we need to have strong values within ourselves. No, in order for us to be strong, directed, and a values-oriented leader. So that people, it would be easier for us to lead people. Ayan, so we'll just check dun sa chat box natin. Okay. Ayan, so proceed na tayo with the next slide. Ngayon, what we were having right now is still, no, the Leadership Hacks 2021 Part 2. episode 4. And thank you very much for being here. And also, we would like to acknowledge our sponsors. Ayan, as Lex PH Academy, as well as Ingenieuro.org, and yung Review Center for Industrial Engineers, and Farm Box. No, thank you very much for all your support in order for us to have this life hacks session for free. Okay, so we've discussed, no, during our last session the favorite leader that you had and why. And just to give you a solid framework, no, of our all of this, yung lahat ng mga tinuturo namin dito sa leadership hacks are all based on a program which is called the Certified Workplace Leader. Ayan. And it's a 90-day leadership challenge journey. And it starts with this framework that leader starts with me. So we will be discovering or understanding the DNA of leadership. And then second, after understanding it, the DNA of leadership, we will put it into action, no, leadership in action. And then from there, we will learn to lead others, which is the pinnacle of leadership. No, as a definition, leadership is influencing people. So kung wala tayong people na ililid, no, hindi tayo masasabi na ganap na leader. We only become a true leader when we influence and persuade others to follow us towards a common direction. Okay? So ayan, abangan yan. That is upcoming this August. No, yung mga leadership hacks natin for July would also be anchored on this framework or session. Ayan. Okay, and I've shared also earlier that the task of a leader is to get their people from where they are to where they have not been. And from former U.S. General named Henry Kissinger. So what I love about this quote is that yun talaga, no, ang for me, uh, the task of being a leader is really getting people from where they are to where they have not been. Kasi yun nga, the domain of the leader is in the future, no? But also he needs to be also aligned with the current situation, no, of people. It's a really matter of balancing as well, no, yung results versus relationship, and yung being future oriented, also being grounded presently on what is happening, kung where are you are now, no? Facing the brutal facts. So from there, um, you could after assessing all the things that is happening now and even on the past, you could create a better and brighter future as a leader. All right, so we discuss yung understanding the DNA of leadership, and we break down, no, ano ba yung components that makes up a DNA. Ayan, yung nucleotide of leadership that we have discussed last time was about values. And we have a free resource that we have shared, no, yung ating Barrett Values Center, wherein we are given a free assessment, no, on what values are we trying to develop and stand as a leader, as a person, as an individual. And that would help us, no, trim down our parang our agenda being leaders. Ayan, the values. And also the growth mindset and the resilience. So this was the exercise that we've done last time. So, ayun, it was an assignment for dun sa mga nag-attend last week. So I gave this following example to me as the three values that I want to develop and espouse and manifest on myself more. Ayan, yung creativity, integrity, and continuous learning. And yung exercise 2 naman is more of really finding ways on how to develop these three values within me. Okay, so may mag-present po ba? Kung wala, we'll proceed to our next topic, which is yung growth mindset. Okay, going once, going twice. May mag-present po ba sa ating exercise? Ayan, so yes, kung wala, we'll proceed no? To the growth mindset. Ayan, going back to our framework of the Magic Six of Leadership, so we discussed about yung sa values part, no? Now, why is growth mindset important as a leader? Because it is connected to visioning. No? One of the tenets or elements of having the Magic Six of Leadership is, aside from the values, there should be the vision. And in order for us to have a great vision, we need to have that growth mindset. So that in order for us to be more a significantly better leader. Ayan, what comes to mind, no? For you, sino ba yung mga visionary leaders that you think of, no? When we talk about vision. So sino-sino ba yung mga visionary leaders that comes to mind, no? When we're talking about leader who has a strong or great vision. Oh, so for me, it's I could name si ano no, former CEO of Apple, which is si Steve Jobs. No, he was a very visionary leader na kita niyo naman, he created Apple products which revolutionize hindi lang yung technologically, but yung industry-wise, no, of smartphones. They were the first to develop yung talagang smartphone, no? Wherein screen lang siya, walang keypads. That's the first iPhone that they have released before. Diba? So parang sa akin is he's really very visionary, no, seeing the future. And another one is si Elon Musk, no? So let me show you the video on his strong vision on how to travel people, no? In 2060, he's envisioning space tourism, no, for people on Earth to go to Mars in by the year 2060. And ngayon sinisimulan na niya 'yon, no? This year 2021, they have 4 volunteers who will go around the orbit of the Earth, no, using their space shuttle, which is the company called SpaceX. So speaking about visionary, no, talagang this guy is really eccentric in terms of having his vision come alive. So let's watch this short video to check out the SpaceX project Mission Mars. So, malinaw ba yung video? Narinig ba yung audio? Ayan, no? So, these are the domains of leadership strength. No? If you are a leader, you need to balance these things as I said earlier. No? Yung being present-oriented, andito yung executing the things that must be done, yung mga targets, goals that you've set for the year, or which is breaking down into every quarter or monthly checking ng progress ng goals that you have to meet. And also, andyan yung ating relationship building, no? To our people. So balance yun, being task or being performance oriented, and then ito naman yung being balancing it with being people oriented. And yung domain ng future sa baba, no, is really also very important, yung ating strategic thinking and influencing, because this would propel, no, people to work and to be motivated on a certain uh, um, actually hindi lang vision, no, it will turn to a cause, no, CAUCE, cause, no, a much deeper vision embedded, no, which is would create yung tinatawag nilang intrinsic motivation, no. Intrinsic kasi there are two types of motivation, eh. Extrinsic, yan yung mga um, payroll, benefits that worker or an employee is receiving. Ang matindi doon yung pag nakuha natin yung intrinsic, no, yung internal motivation ng mga worker, employee. And paano natin magagawa yun? No? By setting up a grand vision. So like Elon Musk, to his example of SpaceX, so ikaw ba, kung parte ka, no, nung engineering department nung SpaceX, or even kung as low as a janitor, di ba parang very proud ka, no, to work with that company that would bring people to a new world, which is Mars. Di ba? You're part of that. So kahit janitor ka, di ba gaganahan kang maglinis, gaganahan kang gawin yung mga task mo, kasi nakikita mo yun yung vision, eh, no, ng company, and you're part of that vision as part of the organization or company doing that, turning that vision into reality. 'Di ba yun yung ano, eh, yun yung difference of building something that is grand, no? For sure, susundan mo yung tao na yun, like Elon Musk, no? Maraming sumusunod sa kanya. And maraming nag invest and nagka-trust sa kanya that he could make that a reality in the future by 2060. Na talagang magpapadala tayo ng mga tao going to Mars as a form of tourism. Diba? So that is a very ano, no, very powerful intrinsic motivation. So kung ikaw like an industrial engineer working on that company, no, you're very proud na ang cause nyo or vision is that you're part of that organization to bring people to a new world. Diba? So, napakasarap ng feeling nun, no? Hindi ka lang, of course, syempre, yung extrinsic rewards naman, yung external, are given factors na yan. And once given, ano na yan eh, ah, ang normal tendency ng tao pag yung nasatisfy mo na yung sa payroll and benefits and everything, okay na eh, no? But there's a deeper motivation, which is the intrinsic, wherein people would really do their very best to achieve the goals and targets towards achieving that grand vision. Ayan. So why growth mindset? No? Because it was a successful study. No? Then what was taken back actually ano na to eh about 10 years ago or a decade ago, studying about thousands of students and adults, which would take you to a journey, no, into how our conscious and unconscious thoughts affect how something as simple as wording, no? Yung scripting. We call this in neuro-linguistic programming. So ito lang din yung NLP na parang changing your belief system through words, through scripts. Going back to an analogy, no, para tayong ano yan computer, no? Computer is so kung ano yung i-program natin, we're both the hardware and software. If we're gonna give an analogy, no? We are the programmer, we are the executor, and the processor and the computer that makes up, no? If we type the program, not through scripting to wordings, we create worlds, di ba? Words create worlds. Actually, isa yan sa mga principle that we've studied in organizational development. So words are very important and powerful. And may ano rin yan, no? Hindi lang scientific, hindi lang practical, uh, like practical sense, di ba? Pag may sinabi tayong something that would capture ating, parang, uy, ang ganda ng word na yun, no? Di ba? Parang, it's very powerful that we relate to that word. So, yun, the power of words, it could make worlds. Diba? And hindi lang, ano nga, physical, mental, and emotional, but spiritually, no? Biblically, no? Nakita rin natin yan sa Bible, if you would read the Bible, no? Yung mga the Word made flesh, and yung creation, no, of the world in the book of Genesis, sa Bible, is kung i-reference mo yon, everything was made through words. No? Talagang very powerful yung words. And since we are also have that God-like power in ourselves, as we are created in His own image and likeness, di ba? So, very powerful talaga yung pagbigay natin ng words. Kaya nga pag text lang, no, medyo malabo, no, kasi it is subject to different interpretation. Pag halimbawa nag-text, nag-type, minsan hindi nagkakaunawaan, no? Hindi nagkaka-understanding kung anong ibig sabihin ng word na tinay. For example, I was angry, no? I was angry at the person. So parang pag nakita mo yung text na yun, iba na yung dating, no? Parang galit na yung tao. But ano lang yun, actually 7% lang yun, yung meaning nung word. But the most important thing is yung tone, how the person say it, the tone of voice. In communication 101, very important yun. And then 55%, the body language of the person, facial expression. Of course, it won't be complete without the word, but the word alone is just 7% pag yung nag-base lang tayo doon. Kasi subject nga to different interpretation. But what we would like to espouse is that words really are very powerful. Di ba pag may sinabi ka sa isang tao, that would mark, no, on the person. And that is the only way that we could inspire, influence people, di ba, through the words that we speak. Ayan. And much of what we think, we understand of our personality comes from our mindset. This both propels us and prevents us from fulfilling our potential. Okay, so how do we do this? So let's have assessment of our mindsets, no? If we're more inclined to growth or fixed mindset. Actually, wala namang masama dito, no? If you have a fixed mindset, it's just ang ang mantra for having a growth mindset is we're not there yet, no? In the power of yet, Y-E-T. So, okay lang, no? Kung medyo sa tingin natin, we're inclined more on a fixed mindset. But, yun nga, little by little, uh, through sheer practice, to our sheer will and determination to improve ourselves, makakarating rin tayo dun sa growth mindset. So, let's assess ourselves. So, itong assessment na to doesn't mean na pag mababa ka or if you belong to the fixed mindset, wala ka ng pag-asa. Actually, that's what the study, no, of growth mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck wants to abolish is yung thinking na no, hanggang diyan ka na lang, no? Which was the reason, no, bakit ganon yung mindset before. Kasi no, during the for the boomers time, ganun yung thinking ng mga tao, no? Like on the 50s, 70s, 80s, ang thinking ng tao is pag yung hindi ka nakatapos ng pag-aaral, wala kang future, 'di ba? Yun yung mga ano yun yung mga mantra before na pag hindi ka nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral, wala ka ng pag-asa sa buhay. Hindi ka na makakapasok ng trabaho. Things like that. No, but those things were broken during the rise of the technology, 'di ba? Of the computers wherein mostly the founders are undergrad, 'di ba? Like Bill Gates, like the founder of Facebook, si Mark Zuckerberg, no? They may not graduate from an they say yung Ivy League schools, no? Yung mga malalaking schools sa US, but look at them, no? They're just ano uh, more than no billionaires. So they kumbaga, but it doesn't mean that we're undermining education, no? It's not that. It just means that it's not really a gauge of a person to be successful. Education alone, 'di ba, is not a gauge that the person would be successful. So lalo na ngayon, no, ibang-iba na. Ibang-iba na yung stage natin of or perspective when it comes to yun nga, mindset of having a growth yun nga, having a growth mindset na people pala kung ganyan siya ngayon, he or she may change if he will bring all the effort, all the will, all the determination to do a certain thing. Now, if he will invest time, effort, energy, and monetary to gain a certain thing, di ba? Eventually, he or she will achieve that. No, not to the mindset na before, when yung mga ang mindset when you are handicapped, no, wala na, ano na to, habang buhay na tong walang silbi, no? But now, uh, we are creating, no, yung mga studies for the blind and even some players in the areas of sports like basketball, no, meron one-handed person na magaling mag-shoot. And inspirational speakers like Nick Vujicic, who has no arms and legs, no, but has a great mind and speaking power and ability. No, he's very famous now, and he could even inspire many people because of his condition. So yeah, no, yan yung mga changes that are happening now. So sige, just click on the link, type nyo lang sa inyong screen, and then browse below, nandun yung assessment. No? It's just about, it will take you just 3 to 5 minutes, about 8 to 10 questions on assessing your mindset. Ayan, so I'll give you about 5 minutes to do it. Ito, no? What more? Kung if you attend our session, which is the Certified Workplace Leader, it would really be beneficial. No? We're not just impart to you the principles, strategies, theories, and as well as practical guide para for you to be a significantly better leader. No, lahat yung matututunan nyo doon. And what would be the advantage is that you will no longer spend many hours, no, time in terms of researching, in terms of doing. Kumbaga meron ng system that is in place that would create you to be a better, significantly better leader. So that's what we offer if you take the 90-day leadership challenge course, which will be this coming August. All right, time check. Last 3 minutes. Sige. So, if you would allow me, no, to give an example, a personal example to actually, one of my mentors when I was a board member ng Philippine Society for Training and Development. I remember her, no? She was a quite an old lady, a boomer, who worked with Philippine Airlines as HR director before. And yun nga, no, naalala ko siya when she was saying if about several years ago that she will not, she cannot imagine herself, no, to present or to train people like this, showing herself on the video, talking on the computer screen, and also, yun nga, imagining delivering an online learning such as this. No, pero ngayon, I think she also somehow have adjusted, no? Kasi before, she has that fixed mindset na never siya mag-deliver or mag present in online. She always prefers classroom. But now, given the circumstances, no, forced to good siya to adjust. So sometimes that also triggers us from to change, no, from a fixed to a growth mindset that there should be like aside from the changing the belief system through wording, through practice, through strategies, it would help, no, that if there are certain um, forces, no, external forces like the pandemic, no, that would really um, turn that person into a 360 degree, no, from having that fixed mindset to a growth mindset. But early on pa lang, that's why we're having this session is through the practices, strategies that we are sharing with you. Hopefully, you will create that or you will achieve that growth mindset. Para mas madali na, di ba? Hindi lang yung kailangan pa may mangyari na something significant such as this pandemic for you to have that turnaround adaption to a growth mindset. 'Di ba? Mas maganda pa. That's why this is very important especially to growing kids, no, that teenage years that they are in a point of um, on the point of turning years of their life. So para they would adapt as early as being on their teenage years na to have that growth mindset na hindi lang yung pag may nakita nila grades lang naman yung basihan no, which is having a fixed mindset on having high grades, but it's more of really having the no, effort, yung effort and yung resilience ng person to get there is the one that should be rewarded, no, the process of going there rather than just the end result. Kasi nangyayari sa education system is just and even sa work, no, end result lang yung numbers lang ang mine-measure in terms of giving rewards. So there should be also a turnaround on the system wherein you also reward the effort. Know how much effort that did that person bring into that in order for him or her to achieve that result. Ayun, so hopefully tapos na po ba tayo nakita na po ba natin yung ating assessment? So this assessment also does not represent na ayun, pag halimbawa you're high on fixed mindset, ganyan ka na lagi, no? It varies, no? It depends. Meaning in a month's time, if you improve on things, for sure tataas pa yung growth mindset mo. But what this self-assessment is giving us is at least meron tayong basis, no, on what type of mindset or where are we more inclined? Are we inclined more on the fix or on the growth? So on the fix, so we're not there yet. On the growth, so let's spend time, effort to work on it, and we will achieve the growth mindset. And kung nasa growth na tayo, so continually, no, we would improve sa growth no? Pag nasa growth mindset na tayo, so what are the things that we can more improve on? Yan. Kasi nga sinasabi nila, there's no bigger room than the room for improvement. Ayan, so let's proceed. What makes up a growth mindset? If you have a growth mindset, you are a person who loves learning. So ito yung mga critical behaviors which are also being asked dun sa questionnaire that you have answered. Ayan. That you love learning. You know that the progress takes time, no? Proseso yan, no? Hindi naman like yung mga rich people who came from rags to riches, hindi naman agad sila naging mayaman, di ba? Hindi naman agad nila na-achieve yung goal. But there's a process that they went through in order to achieve that goal. And it takes time. Di ba? You cannot be a great speaker or a great singer overnight. Di ba? It takes practice and progress and time. And that entails time and effort. Or lalong-lalo na, no, yung karamihan sa atin, we hate math. Kaya nga, psychology yung kinuha ko eh. Kasi I hate math. No, so that is also a fixed mindset, being biased on something. You know? So what we could do there is, we are not there yet. Siguro kung mababa yung grades sa math, but eventually you will be there by sheer will, practice, and seeking help, no, from others like tutors. No, in time you will be there. You get inspired by others. They are not afraid to fail. So yun no, very important mantra then is for innovation to, no, and creativity, you're not afraid to fail kasi may mga iterations eh. Then love new challenges, no, they view mistakes as opportunities or stepping stones for growth and development. They put forth effort, of course kailangan may effort, and learn from others and from feedback, and try and try, no, the old mantra until they succeed. So just some words that could change your mindset. As I've said earlier, words create worlds, and that's one of the technique, no, that we could do is to reframe the words that we are saying. By reframing the words that we are saying, we are somehow changing our mindset towards growth, towards positive results. If we say, no, I'm not good at this, rather than saying that, you could say, I'm not good at this yet, no, the power of yet, but I will learn and improve on it. Yeah. I'm, I am great at this. So wag natin sabihin, I'm great at this, but rather I practice and learn how to do this. Di ba? Which is true. You cannot be you cannot be great on something instantly, di ba? You spend time, effort, practice and learn how to do this, di ba? And this is too hard, no? This will require, of course, effort and finding the right strategy. So in time, no, yung hard na yon, like for example, if you're learning to the game of chess, at first, of course, hindi siya madali, di ba? But it will require finding the right strategy on how do you play it. By, of course, learning how to play the game, learning the rules of the game, learning the characters of the game. So, like uh, when you are playing yung pinakasikat niyan, which is Mobile Legends, no, you start as a warrior, and then sasabihin mo, lagi kang natatalo, streak, no, 3 beses, 4 na beses, lalo na sa ranking. Pag mataas na, no, legend ka na, let's say, bumaba ka pa. Sabi, it's too hard. Ayoko na maglaro. But let's say your goal is to be a mythic. So you find the right strategy, like you buy a skin, you you watch other people play, you require someone, a coach, to teach you on how to do the dynamics of the game, di ba? So this is too easy. Ayan. So how can I make this more challenging? Ayan. And I'm afraid I will make a mistake. So when I make a mistake, I will learn from it and get better. Yeah. I give up. No, most of the time, especially the millennials now, no, are easily to give up on difficult tasks. So I suggest, rather than saying it, I will succeed if I put forth effort and find a better strategy. I can do this. I need some feedback and help from others. So you are not alone, di ba? Kaya nga ang the best, no, if a person is like for example, if on sa gym, no, if you want to gain muscles, there you could seek the help of the gym instructors to help you out and give you a program. Ayan. So hindi ka naman nag-iisa on your journey. if ever you set a goal on something. This is good enough. It is best work. Can I improve it? Ayan, I won't try because I might fail. O, hindi pa nga nasusubukan eh. Sabi nga nila, if you uh, do something and you haven't even tried it, you already failed. Diba? So do it first and then assess if I fail, I can try again until I succeed. And I'm not smart as my friend because he or she is born a natural great speaker. Naku, hindi to yun. That is developed over time. Although there are certain people who has certain talents, but of course they also spend some time and effort to develop themselves on that area. And you as a person could try that out, and in time you will be good at it. So yeah, my power of yet. So let's have this exercise by putting our name there, and then think of something you haven't learned how to do yet. Yan, kasi part of having a growth mindset is challenging yourself, no? Having that learning agility. They say where you are excited to learn new things and are excited by the challenge of learning things. I haven't learned how to. For me, yang ang ilalagay ko dyan is how to learn a Mandarin, no? How to learn Mandarin language, Mandarin and Nihongo. So I'm giving myself about 6 months in order for me to learn the basics of the language, as an example for me. So how about you? What I haven't learned how to yet that you will put there, but in time, through practice, through effort, through resilience on learning it and doing it, you will be there in time. Okay? So, yan, we'll put the steps on how you're gonna to learn it. So just write down the steps you will take on each rung of ladder starting from the bottom. So step one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna enroll on a, for example, for me, since I want to learn new languages like Nihongo and Mandarin, my step one is to enroll on to learn the basics of the course. Step two is I will download an app in order for me to practice uh, and it would be handy for me to listen to through my mobile phone. Step three is I will join groups, no, Facebook groups, meetups, in order for me to further develop myself on the language using Mandarin and Nihongo. And then my step four is, of course, like maybe having a friend who is a Chinese or a Japanese so that I could frequently use and learn the language. Yeah. So, ayun, no? Very important yung process on how do we develop ourselves, giving the steps. Step one, two, three, four. So it depends upon your goal, no? Or as well as your strategy on developing yourself. Ang important thing here is you have this step to do or to emulate as an example. Okay, last but not the least, let's just watch this video, no? Which is called neuroplasticity, wherein Yeah, our brains, there has been a study in neurosciences that our brains are like muscles, no? They could be practiced. In time, they would grow and they would create a new path. So let's watch this one. Okay. So, yun nga, no? At the end of the day, it's really just about, we could, uh, we can't learn, of course, everything, but we could learn something. Like for me, yun nga, no? I'm still aspiring to learn new languages. So, hindi na pala imposible yung ano, no? Given the information age, it's not impossible anymore to learn seven languages. No, some people are before bihirang-bihira yun, 'di ba? A person speaking seven languages, but now it's ano, no? It's somehow being dumadami na, no? Because of people being open to change, 'di ba? And to growth and development given the information age. Andiyan na yung information, you know, it's just a matter of structuring it. It's just a matter of focusing, putting your focus on what things you need to develop. And yun nga, the growth mindset principle is the power of yet, no, you're not yet there, but given the time, effort that you spend on a certain thing or focusing on a certain goal, you will you will be there in time. And that's what the neuroplasticity as well presents to us, that our brains itself creates a certain pattern. Di ba? Mostly kasi our brains are ano eh, no? Are a sort of pag nasanay na is within our comfort zone. Pag nasanay na, ang hirap gawin ng bagong bagay. Yung new things that we need to learn. It's very difficult. But in time, you will be there. Ayan, like improving your presentation skills, no? Kung if you just started now, um, hindi naman agad yun, no? That you will be a great presenter overnight. So it takes a lot of time and effort before you get there. Like for example, for me personally, I'll be sharing with you yung experience ko when I was transitioning from yung during the pandemic, from classroom training to online training. Normally kasi lahat ng mga sessions ko before was live classroom training, but now, no? Nung una talaga, as in nangangapa. nangangapa ako, no? Like, yung sa Zoom, hindi ko alam kung ano yung kiklik, kapa-kapa, and I'm really happy, no? As Lex PH Academy had been very helpful for me during that time, especially yung founder, si Lex, no? On given the platform, no, I've learned to adapt myself. Ngayon, halos lahat, puro online platform na, no? To Zoom, StreamYard, and yan, mga MS Teams, Google Meet. So in time, you'll really adjust, no, and adapt. As long as you focus on something, you will be there, given the time and effort that you put to. Ayan, so with that, anything else? I mean, questions, clarifications from our viewers. So if none, I hope you've learned something new today from me, improving your leadership skills and potentials when it comes to the growth mindset and when it comes to visioning. Not because the growth mindset help us to play on the domain of leadership, which is aside from the current, we're also playing on the future. So yun yung difficulty if you're a leader, no? You're not just playing on the present, unlike pag worker ka lang, kung ano lang yung present goal, uh, titingnan mo. But if you're a leader, you're going through a much more task of going to the future or longer goals na. Paano na kaya if given 3 to 5 years from now, ganito na. No? So, nandyan yung strategic and long-range planning if you are a leader. Or they say the strategic thinking. So, if you want to learn more about it, just sign up on our um, upcoming in August, the Certified Workplace Leader. And with that, thank you very much. Kung wala ng questions, clarifications, would like to thank our sponsors. Ayan, which is brought to you by iExcel, Review Center, Farmbox, and Pinoy Industrial Engineers. And also, ayan, yung ating ASLEX PH Academy, iExcel Review Center, Farmbox, Pinoy IEs. And of course, you could visit me at my website at www.lifecoachrightcruise.com. Okay, so with that, thank you very much for being here in our session and hope to see you more on our next session this July. Ano pa rin yun? Leadership Hacks Part 3 and Part 4. So, with that, good night, stay safe, and God bless all.